The Minnesota Vikings have never had a major helmet redesign since they started in 1961. We're going to go over all the little tweaks that they've had along the way. So sit back, get relaxed, and let's get right into this. So we're going over all of the different helmet takes that the Vikings have had since the Super Bowl began in 1967. They were around for a little while before then, but they wore the same helmet through that era up until 1979, which is basically pretty similar to what you see here. It's a painted purple helmet shell with the classic white horn with a little bit of yellow, and then a gray face mask. And that's pretty much it. And back then, I get it, all the teams had gray face masks, so they were no different. It was a welcome change in 1980 when they switched to a white face mask, and they only wore that for a few years, between 1980 and 1984. Everything else stayed the same though.
Yeah, which is interesting. I wonder if the Vikings fans out there miss that initial look because it was the only time they ever made it to the Super Bowl, and they did it 4 times.
But they lost 4 times, so
There's
maybe
that.
they're saying, hey, if we go and make a change,
Yes.
that'll help us get us over the hump. Obviously it hasn't.
No, it hasn't.
So 80 to 84, they had a white face mask, and then a change that I liked was they switched to a purple face mask in 1985 until 2005.
Yes, awesome. This to me is the best change that they could have done. And something that's really notable in that time frame, they switched the actual color.
Yeah, the paint that they were using on the helmets got darker.
Yeah.
Right, so I guess that's something.
It's something. I mean, I think it's a great improvement. It's still purple to purple, but it's a better purple.
85 to 05, purple helmet, purple face mask. The purple helmet got darker along the way. And then in 06, they changed the logo a little bit.
Yeah, watch out, man. They put a drop shadow in.
Ooh, I mean, they are really stepping out on the limb, right?
Man.
So they made a change that I would say 98% of people probably wouldn't have noticed.
Yeah, especially from, your couch watching it on TV. But hey, it did step up and give it a little bit more of a 3-dimensional look, I suppose.
They ran that design until 2012. So in 2013, they made a small change from the Vikings purple face mask that I love to a black face mask, and they also changed the finish of the helmet. So we had a high metallic gloss purple finish, and it is now more of a satiny type finish.
Yeah, and I don't know what you think about this. I mean, it's a cool look, but they were so purple with all the purple mask. I thought that was a nice look. It makes for cool collectibles.
But Steve, when they wore their purple jerseys, it was a different purple. So now you've got clashing purples, and that's just unacceptable.
Can't have it.
No. So in 2019, they tweaked that finish a little bit more, and they switched the color to what we have here, which is a flat anodized type finish, which is a better match to the uniforms. Kept the black face mask, kept the logos the same, but they changed the finish to kind of an anodized flat finish, which I think is one of the cooler finishes that we have out there.
It's impressive that they keep them looking so good each week, because we know from experience, you kind of look at these things the wrong way and they'll leave some sort of a mark, right? The oils on your fingers, the scuffs from other helmets. So shout out to all the equipment guys keeping these things looking good.
100%, and this is paint at the end of the day, and paint likes to chip. So they do a really good job of making sure that they're fresh. For the first game in 2023, they broke out kind of a throwback, but I'm going to call it more of an alternate. They call it an alternate. They basically went back to their old logo design. So they took out the drop shadow and they put a gray face mask on it. So way back to, when they started in 1961, gray face mask, purple helmet, basically white horn with no 3D effects. So Steve, what's your favorite helmet? Of all, it's tough.
Is this a trick question?
Tough. Yes, it's tough.
I'm actually going to go with the 2012 look, the 2006 and 2012.
Oh yeah?
Purple mask, drop shadow on the horn.
Okay. I'm going with the current look because I like the paint that much more.
There's not a whole lot to say, right? Vikings fans out there, I don't know if they want to be this traditional, if they're looking for some major tweaks. I think the addition of 3D bumpers modernized it a little bit, but really, this is probably one of those teams that you're going to find pretty rare.
We've got all 31 other teams either on their way, or we've got videos in the description we've got videos in the playlist in the description below where you can go check out all the other teams.